Hey gamers, I hope you're ready for my first session of my Mutants and Masterminds campaign. If you are, stay tuned. Hey gamers, welcome back to Game Master's Dungeon. I'm Brian, your Game Master. And this video, we've got our first session of my Thursday game for you subscribers of Mutants and Masterminds. So the video is rather long, but it's the whole first session. Hardly any edits, basically just the beginning and the end. You get everything that goes on. A lot of exposition. You get to see some combat. A little bit of story. Obviously, first sessions, a lot of build-up. Sessions going forward, though, we're going to start delving into some story, some plots, and things like that. All right, gamers, so I hope you are excited. We're going to go on over into Roll20 now. We're going to get with the players, and we're going to start playing. All right, so welcome to my Mutants Masterminds game, you Thursday group members. Title of this story is going to be For Days Long Gone, is the title of this story. You're going to be living in Alpha City, as you can see by the splash art page. Okay? Now, Alpha City is a very futuristic city now, as you can tell. I just got this image off of Google or whatever, futuristic cities. Similar to, everything's very sleek, clean, new, because of what we're going to talk about here in a minute. The city is huge. Think of it like, LA size, New York size, millions and millions and millions of people. After the city was rebuilt, they basically expanded the city, took over more area on the outskirts, and more people have come because they want to live in Alpha City, right? The first city that's got all the new technology, new industry, jobs, things like that. Now, so we're going to talk about. Here, let me give you a handout. Maybe. Did you guys get that?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Okay. So right now there's just a few notes on there. I'll add stuff over time. So Alpha City was formerly known as Onyx City. Okay. It was dark, industrial, grungy. It was still a large city, but it wasn't like it is now. It was a cesspool of evil villains everywhere. This is back, in the golden age of superheroes, back before 2009 in the story. Heroes, like you would be walking down the street going to your job, and you would just see people flying around in the sky, and speedsters zipping up and down the streets, and people saving cats out of trees, and all this kind of stuff. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing a hero doing something, or talk of a villain, causing fear or destruction in the city. And then the schism happens in 2009, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. The city is also the origin of the time of change. So after the schism, after 2009, there was a time of great change. So over probably the next 10 years, the game is going to take place in 2024. So 15 years from then to now, like the city has changed completely. There is still, the slums, the bad areas of town. There's still, unemployment, homeless, all that stuff that you would see in a regular city. But most of it's been cleaned up, and it poses a very clean demeanor, like to media and to the world. Like this is the city that's the future. All cities will eventually be like this city, with its industry and technology. So there's a lot of countries and other governments out there wanting some of this technology from our government. So it's going to be in the U.S. It's going to be probably like where L.A. is, somewhere like in the California area coast. Alpha City is over there. So my world, I'm not really going to use names of actual cities. I'll just come up with names for other cities. But Alpha City is mainly where we're going to be playing, just because it's so big and there's so much history to be learned here. And then you also know that a superhero named Stardust She was big. She was around since like the 70s, one of the first big heroes to come onto the scene back then. And she was leader of the Quantum Force. You know, it was a group of misfits in the beginning, people that just kind of heroes that came together and banded together for not only protection from the villains, but also to fight larger threats. It was formed and disbanded several times over probably the first 5 or 6 years of its inception. But after that, it was formed and it stayed formed. Its roster has grown and waned over the years. But when we start talking about the actual schism, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the schism. Let me show you here. All right, so most of you characters are old enough to remember the golden age of superheroes. So remember how Onyx City was, the smell, the feel of the city, the sounds. But in 2009, there came onto the scene a villain. Let me share another. There's a villain that came onto the scene. They called him Rash. He was a speedster. He kind of came onto the scene suddenly. It's not like, most of the villains at the time kind of grew, starting petty crimes, theft, even murder, things like that. But then going into the grander scale, bank robberies and destroying the city with the nuclear weapon kind of shenanigans that you remember. But this guy, he comes onto the scene really sudden, and he starts targeting heroes. Not just Quantum Force heroes, but just anybody that was a hero in the city that attempted to stop what he was doing. But nobody ever really knew exactly what he was doing. He would do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He didn't really have, a plan. He would just kind of do things. He was very chaotic. People would show up. He killed a lot of heroes. Like a lot of the, basically game terms, a lot of the lower powered heroes would kind of show up to try to make a name for themselves or in a place, maybe in the Quantum Force. Things did not go well for these individuals. Heroes began dying pretty quickly over the first several months of his arrival there, until the point where all like the lower powered, the less effective heroes were killed. Then it really just came down to the strongest members of the Quantum Force that stood in his way. But then we're gonna get to the point where Stardust and the last remaining remnants of the Quantum Force are facing down Rash. Now, this is they have this fight in the center of the city. And it's dark, it's raining. The rain is beating off of cars. People have fled the area. Helicopters, news cameras are flying around and taking videos. Some of you may have even YouTube still a thing. In the future, the video footage of this fight is still on there. People can go watch it. And all of you have watched this fight. So most of you didn't see it firsthand because it would have been too dangerous. But you have watched it. Now what you see, oh yeah, let me get you Stardust. Let me get you her. Okay. So and then some of her powers, right? She's really fast, super strong, super tough, ageless. She looks the same now, aesthetically, as she did back in the 70s when she first appeared. Obviously, her costume has changed quite a bit. Back in the 70s, just think 70s superhero. When you're thinking of a costume that this person would wear, probably like a cape, flamboyant colors, like a ballroom mask, something. But now in 2009, it's a very sleek outfit. She's done away with the mask, but people still never knew who she was. It wasn't like, oh, this is the girl that works down at the Starbucks or whatever down there. No, they know her face, but they never were able to find her out and about in the world. She never had a job, or at least that anybody knew of. So her face was public, but her identity remained a secret. So, so when you guys watch this footage of this fight, it comes down. So it's like in the center of the city. The news choppers are flying around, and they got like the spotlights and everything shining down because it's kind of dark, and it's raining and water's pooling. And there's Stardust. She's like kneeling down next to one of the members of the Quantum Force that has just recently been killed by Rash. Let's see. Tell me if this is too loud. Y'all hear that well enough?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yep.
So she's like kneeling there, rain soaking her hair, dripping down on her face. That's another member of Quantum Force, Kid Bolt. He was like a electric power user. Has been killed by Rash in this fight, and it was like all like 6 or 7 members of the Quantum Force were taking him on, but it's just down to Stardust and Rash. So, and then as you're watching, you just see like this red flame blur just comes streaking down the street. He stops like within 20, 30 feet of her. He's just kind of standing there. He's like wreathed in like this fire, like lightning. It's coming out of his eyes. It's coming all around his body. If you look at the picture, pretty much what he looks like, right? Scary dude. So, you see like she stands up. She's got her gloves on. She gets into this like I'm ready to fight kind of thing. And he's just, he kind of gets down in his stance. And then there's like this moment of like quiet. And then there's like this explosion of action. Like, so she rushes at him. And then he's just like running backwards, like defending all of her attacks. These punches could level buildings, but he's just easily just evading and dodging. They're running up walls. They're going in through the bottoms of buildings. All kinds of stuff, just causing destruction. Like she's throwing vehicles. Buildings are crumbling. Just mass destruction. She is just so mad at this guy. She's trying to kill him, but it almost like he's toying with her. So the battle rages for it's like 30 minutes all throughout different parts of the city because of how fast they move. And devastation, destruction, collateral damage, death is just, on a grand scale. The grandest scale that the city has seen ever. It comes down, they're in like the industrial sector. Large, huge warehouses and buildings and things like that. Stardust seems like she almost seems like it's like tired. She's kind of like hunched over. She's kind of breathing heavy, and he's just kind of standing there. And she makes one last attack. She's like, "Okay, I'm gonna finish this guy." So she makes one last attack. She runs at him super fast. Like she's putting all of her effort into this attack. She ends up grabbing this guy. They run into this factory, like right through the wall. And from the video coverage, you can't really see anything else. But then you see moments later, the building just like crumbles. The whole thing just implodes and collapses on itself. And, the news guy is just like freaking out, oh my God, the building has just collapsed. What happened? Did he survive? Did she win? Has this terrible monster been stopped for good? So probably after several minutes, there's like rubble starts to move. Stardust, she works her way out of this, this mound of rubble and steel. And she comes out dragging this dude's body, got him, by like the front of his uniform, his costume or whatever. She comes dragging him out of this building, throws him on the street or whatever. He's not breathing, he's not moving. The news guy is just going crazy. And then eventually, the local law enforcement, police kind of like what we have now kind of show up, with their rudimentary weapons, and, for dealing with superheroes kind of show up. They find that this guy is dead. They end up ripping his mask off. There's a news guy there with a camera. And it's this guy looks totally unassuming. Like, it's like the guy that you would see sitting in a library reading books on astrology or something, just very, very plain, clean shaven, blonde haired. Doesn't look like the kind of guy that would be causing this kind of chaos, this kind of destruction on this kind of scale in the city. So, that's where like that video shuts off. And you guys remember that video? You remember the stories, reading the newspaper articles, all the news coverage for months afterwards, right? Months afterwards. Of what if somebody else like this shows up, who's going to stop him? Is Stardust going to be able to do it? The whole quantum force is out of commission, she's the only one left kind of thing. Then there's people on the other side of the fence be like, we should just get rid of all of these people, like we don't need this. I mean, yeah, sure, she did the good thing, she got rid of this guy, but look at the damage. They're talking about billions of dollars of just like damage done just to like the industrial sector, residential areas, the business industry area, thousands of lives lost from all of the damage, this collateral damage that was caused. And these kind of conversations go on for months, but then you start getting wind that, the government of the country is trying to figure out a way, how are we going to stop this from happening again? Like, how are we going to be able to control this situation? Well, if something like this comes up, and what if Stardust or another hero can't put a stop to these people? What are we going to do? Right? So then it comes to the point where they start instituting laws against vigilantism. It's kind of where it starts. Don't be a vigilante. Don't be out running around, doing your dare and do. Let the, leave the bad guys to the authorities, right? Well, so then some heroes that were thinking of starting, putting on the costume, going out there, making a name for themselves, a lot of them decided not to do it. They were like, you know what, man, I really don't want to die if somebody else like this kind of shows up. I'm really not having it. So most of them just went back into the masses of society, just to live their normal lives with these powers. But then there were some that didn't. They were like, nope, we're going to do our thing. I'll do my thing. I really don't care what you say. So it was kind of at this point where there was like the different groups of people. The government approaches Stardust and they're like, look, like, we're going to need you to help lead these new laws, right? We're going to need you to help us first round up all the villains in the city. Like, round them up, get them out of their holes, out of their caves, wherever they're at, right? So over the next several years is what she does. She works with the authorities, weeding out these individuals, and basically these people are just arrested, right? Arrested, they're incarcerated, no trials, nothing. They just kind of get thrown in some hole. Nobody really knows where these people went off to. But then there are obviously people on one side is be like, well, I mean, they're still humans too, right? Like, why don't we give them a trial and judge them fairly, group of your peers, all that kind of stuff. Some of them are like, no, these guys are way too dangerous for this kind of stuff. We just got to lock them up. Like, if we try to have like a trial, it's just going to be a circus. And it's going to be a potential for escape and more destruction. So the people barking about, rights and all this other stuff eventually lose out. These people are just, rounded up and arrested. Eventually it gets to the point where basically all the villains rounded up. There's a time of peace, right? But then there's the orders come down, the laws come down. Okay, so now you heroes got to give it up. You got to hang up the cape. You got to put the suit in the bag, put it in the closet. Don't do that stuff anymore, right? We got the villains out of the way. Your services, though the grateful for, are no longer needed. Now, of this group of people that were still out there, doing the hero thing, once again, it becomes divided. Some of them complied. They're like, okay, I've done my thing. The city's safe. I'm no longer needed. I can just go back to my life. But then there were others that don't. They're like, well, what if something happens? What if we're needed? Like, saving cats out of trees and people from burning buildings and other things like this. Arguments went back and forth for months. Basically, it comes down to where, like, well, the government is going to take care of that stuff. And then people are like, how? Well, then shortly after that, there's like an increase in the technology that the government is able to use. They're producing new weapons, new technology for fighting crime, for fire departments, for all kinds of law enforcement agencies and first responders and medical technology and things like that. There's just this big boom in this technology. They're obviously assuming, people that, because nobody really knows why, but people are assuming that there was probably one of the super smart heroes or whatever decided to put their knowledge instead of into their tech and equipment that they used in working for the government and helping them create this technology. But then, like I said, there's this group of people that don't want to hang the cape up. They still want to go out there and do their thing. But now it's come to the point where that is against the law. Like, if you do this stuff, you're to be arrested. Well, who do they go to help organize this and to spearhead this? They go to Stardust. Because she's a big name, she's respected, she's able to talk some of these people down. Right? Some of these people are able to just give it up. She makes them understand, look, okay, all right, I understand. Hang up the cape. They're like, okay, I respect you, I do it. But then there's that other small group that still won't. So the government tasks her with hunting those people down. And she does, with ruthless efficiency. She hunted them the same way she hunted the villains. After the schism and during the time of change. And these people are rounded up, arrested, and incarcerated and thrown into some hole somewhere that nobody really knows where these people go. But then there's even some fewer that just wouldn't go down without a fight. So she actually had to end up fighting, killing several of these individuals in order to make the laws be understood by the world as a whole. Like, this is what the world wants. This is what the people want. You're going to do it, or these are the consequences. Obviously, there's controversy over it. But she didn't really seem to care, to be honest with you. She became kind of cold and disassociated with a lot of things after that battle with Rash in 2009. But then, what some people saw coming, but nobody was willing to accept come. So once she's got it all under control now, she's the only one left. And who does the government turn to? The government turns to her and it's like, look, now you're a danger now to society. You're like, you're just as powerful as some of these villains we've locked away. Like, they were like, well, we got to lock you up. We got to secure you. And she was like, not having that. She was like, nope, I'll go back into society. But the government and the authorities wouldn't allow it. They didn't trust that she would be able to control herself and to make sure that she stayed hidden. So then obviously she was hunted like a dog for months, all over the city, even in other parts of the world. She was hunted and tracked. Eventually, several authorities from several countries, track her down to some, little town that's just south of like a big nuclear plant in some country. That country is really not specifically important, but they end up finding her there, and then the fight ends up going to the nuclear plant, where there's an accident, and the plant explodes with her inside of it, and the people that went in there to get her. So obviously, all the authorities that went in to get her are all obviously destroyed, but her body was never found. Parts of her uniform, her clothing were found in there, but her body wasn't found. So nobody really knows exactly what happened to her. So it has been a mystery in those years since, to the present day, 2024. You guys all live in a world now in Alpha City that's different than what it was in 2009. The golden age of superheroes is gone. The golden age of technology and prosperity for humans, the non-superpowered people, is how like the media portrays it, is where we're starting. So all of you guys have regular jobs. So let's look at you. So Sketch. All right, so we've done the video, so why don't you just kind of tell us like what your character is doing in this current day? Maybe? Am I coming through?
What happened?
Oh, so I was like, hold on a minute. Are we having a technical issue? Okay. So I asked you, we will you tell us what your character is doing in the present day?
Oh, my character. Sorry, I had to step out because everyone was being loud and annoying. I was like, got all day to fight. Why now? Jeez. Well, I guess what time? In the current day, you like brief synopsis or like exactly right now?
I mean, like, the present day. It doesn't have to be like this exact moment in the day. But what is your character doing in the present day in this world? Like, where are they working? What are they doing? Talk about yourself.
Well, I am a contributor to like art-based charities, and I am a professional animator for children's shows.
All right, cool. What kind of shows do you do? We talking like cartoons, obviously. We talking like anime style. We talking like Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes kind of stuff.
Like kind of similar to old school Nick and Cartoon Network kind of stuff.
Okay, not bad. How long has your character been doing that?
Let me take a look at my age. I have that stuff written down. He's been at least doing this for about like 5 or 6 years. Enough to actually build up enough of a presence.
Okay, cool. All right, so James, talk to us about your character. What does your character do like in the present day? Like, what kind of job? Do you have like, are you married? Relationship? What is your character doing in the present day?
Sure. Well, James currently is working for a non-profit organization that takes care of bringing resources for education and food to kids in Latin America and Africa. It's called Together for the Children. He's a part of the team that gathers money from donations and stuff like that. He currently lives with his girlfriend Natalie they rent a place. It's not that amazing, but they both work in the same organization, different departments. She is more in the laws department, making sure that they're not breaking any laws or anything like that, while they gather the money and send it to Africa or Latin America. And they live together. They have plans on marriage, but nothing yet certain on a date or anything like that.
Okay, cool. All right, Zorro, what are you doing this present day?
Oh, presently Zorro is part-time amateur wrestling, nothing very popular or very big. He's more or less just kind of Mr. Mediocrity, and he's working for a printer sales company. He is actually one of their sales reps.
Oh, nice. Okay. What kind of printers do you sell? The newest high tech on the line?
Well, sir, we just happen to sell ourselves the most top-of-the-line printer scanner fax machines, both color and black and white, to fit your business requirements or personal home office.
/ 3D printing as well. 3D technology printing is escalated far and above, so it does everything. It's your Swiss Army knife of printers, right?
Our newest division does include 3D printing, yes, sir.
Excellent. All right. So we're gonna start. So it's gonna be evening time. So you guys have all individually decided you're gonna go to the local mall. Now, the Alpha City Mall, the shopping mall, it's not like don't think your usual shopping mall. Like, think locally, think of your shopping mall. Nothing like that. This is like a multi-story. This is like almost like a huge multi-level department store. It's like 4 stories, escalators, elevators. It's got all the top stores. It's clean, like marble floors, white walls, bright lights. It's like a hospital. It's so clean. It's beautiful. There's music. Like, the people are great. It's always busy. Any time of the day, there's always people there shopping. So, Sketch, you've decided to come this evening. Actually, they have a restaurant in there that your character really enjoys eating at.
Oh, right, they have malls that aren't shut down, or on borderline being shut down.
Mm-hmm. This is like the wave of the future kind of shopping mall. So what kind of food would your character eat? Like what is his favorite type of food?
Well. Is this like normal eating, or is this like treating yourself eating?
They have everything. Like if you want corn dogs, they got corn dogs. You want fine steak, they got fine steak. Everything in between.
And I was like, man, I don't have this very often. It's like, I'm gonna get me some ribs.
There you go. Yeah, they have like like barbecue place. It's kind of like like when you go to like a casino and they have those restaurants inside that just have full functioning restaurants. They have full functioning restaurants. Plus they have a big food court as well that has like 30 different places.
The starving artist eating cup noodles every day.
Oh yeah, I mean you make decent money. You have, but you're able to.
I'm decently well known. I'm not like super rich, but I have like enough to like get by.
Yeah, and we talked about in your backstory as well. You have like a level of anonymity, right? Because you're not like a big face, but your work is well known, but a lot of people don't know your face. So you're able to kind of go out in public, and most people don't even recognize you. So when you want to go out and treat yourself, you can do so.
Weird.
Okay. All right, James. So you decide to go to the mall because during the day there was actually your organization was having like a donation drive event on the first floor of the mall in like their big presentation area where you were collecting donations and things like that. News media was there, taking video and interviews, and you guys were just raking in the money. So, but now like it's nighttime, you're kind of tired. You've been there for like 10 hours. Like your wife's or your girlfriend's off taking care of something else. You're like, I'm gonna go treat myself to some fine food. So you've decided to go up to the food court. And like I said, they've got all kinds of stuff there. It's not just like, the usual, the Chinese, the Japanese, the subs, the whatever. They've got all kinds of stuff you can get. So you're just kind of sitting there at the table, relaxing in this big, it's like there's several sections of like tables and chairs in this food court. They have like all TVs hanging everywhere. So there's sports and talk shows and all that kind of stuff. You're just kind of watching some TV and enjoying a good meal. Zorro. So you've come to the shopping mall today. There was also, you were on the second floor, you were put on a presentation in one of their areas as well about your new line of printers that you're putting out. Like your Mark 12 printer or whatever. Like there's what you had, then there's this thing. Like it's small, it's compact, it's been one of those things like, how every house in the world will eventually own one of these. Like this is what you're selling to people. So you're getting people interested. You're doing demos. You and several other reps in your company and stuff. Oh, gotta get a drink. So now, but that's all wound down. You've packed up. The rest of the guys left. They're like, "Hey, man, you want to go do? You want to go hang out or whatever?" You're like, "Nah, man, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna get me something to eat." So you decide to go up to the food court as well. Obviously, I'm going to change this. You guys won't see it yet until I'm ready. So you guys are like sitting in this food court, and its area is pretty well packed too. There's a lot of people in here. Let's see. I can change the banner here. Boop. All right, you guys see that?
Yep, got it.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, so this is like one of those sections of dining areas. So they have like these nice white marbled floors, but these nice like oak stained tables, these nice chairs you guys are sitting in, cushy. They got TVs, like up, maybe if it'll let me ding. Yeah, so hanging above, like on the walls up here, there's TVs everywhere. So no matter really where you sit, you can see a television, and then they have like all the different programs running and things like that. And then you see over here, there's two couples having dinner. There's a bunch of friends sitting over here, kind of chatting, talking about this and that and this. It looks like a husband and wife group over here. They're just having some dinner. There's this group over here, a bunch of chatty Cathys, a bunch of girls just, oh my God, oh, did you see that guy? Oh yeah, he was so hot. But like the high school age young adult girls. Over here, you got another group of couples. They're over there kind of eating, doing their thing. So James, you're kind of sitting over here. You've got a seat all by yourself, enjoying your dinner. Scat, you're over here, sitting. You've had your ribs. You've come out here, and you're just kind of sitting here, maybe doing some reading, just doing some sketching, just kind of, getting some fresh air, getting out of the apartment for a while. Zorro, you're over here. You just you got the tie off. Undone that top button in that nice pleated shirt you're wearing. You're just like, oh, man, standing and talking all day. You're just like, whew. But business progress looks really good. Looks like you're gonna make a lot of money on this printer. So people come and go out of this food court. There's constant motion, constant people moving around. And then, like you're watching the TVs, you guys just kind of see yourself watching TV. And then, there's like a flicker, like almost like the power kind of flickers on and off. And in this area, you're like, people are like looking around like, what the hell was that kind of thing? And then people kind of go back to doing their thing. The TVs kind of become static. They're like, they just kind of go static. And then it's like that loud static, everybody's like looking up like, what is going on? And I'm like, can somebody turn this down? Oh, we're trying to have fun here. But then like a picture shows on all the screens that you can see from here, the other section of seating across the way, you can see it as well. You see, it's like a picture of a person that's in like a almost like an armored kind of suit, wearing a helmet. It's got like, it looks like it's, kind of like Splinter Cell. How it's got like the multiple lights on the front of it,
Of it.
Yeah, just like right there where the eyes are. But it's like a whole helmet, not just like the mask part, but it's like the whole helmet or whatever. And it's just, it's just the figure on there is quiet for a minute. People are like looking at this and like, what's going on? What? People start to worry, like these girls over here are starting to like freak out. Even though nothing's really happened, these people are starting to freak out over here. This couple here are like, oh, what's going on? They're like, oh my God. These people are like, oh, who is this? What's going on? And then this figure begins to speak, and it's all like, my friends, you have lived in a society that has become complacent with its ways, its technology, and the things that it has done to those with superpowers. Those of us, like myself, that for years put our lives on the line to defend you and the lives that you so graciously take advantage of now. You have driven us all into hiding, incarcerated us all. We are all but extinct. Or so you thought. And there's like a moment. People are like freaking out now. People are like coming out of the woodwork and like looking at televisions and stuff like that. People are like huddled together. They're like, oh my God, no, not again. What's happening? How could this be? Because like there's been big upgrades in the infrastructure of television networks and things like that. So because villains used to use this gag all the time back in the day. They would get on there and like very like V for Vendetta, have this very, this broadcasting this message of hate and things like that. But this seems a little more somber with the attitude that it's portraying. So and then after a moment of silence, as it seemingly lets people kind of soak in what it's saying and what it's going to say. Let people kind of let their minds just kind of run. So now, on this day, we will come out of hiding. We were never truly gone. We never will truly be gone. My friends, my brothers and sisters that have been shamed for who you are, it's time now to come out of hiding. Show this world what it is lacking and what it misses. For now, you will have no defense. You will have nothing to rely on but your petty technology. And then there's like some static. It's like it makes like a kind of like a repetition of noise kind of thing. It sounds to maybe like some kind of signal or something. You're not really quite sure. But then, then it just kind of static goes away, screen goes black, then it goes back to what it was watching. Sports, whatever. But now you guys kind of like look around now, and there's people like everywhere, standing around. Some people are even crying. You're like, what? You're like, what's going on? What are you guys thinking right now?
Well, here we go again.
I am looking into my notebook vigorously, trying to incorporate this into a new idea.
You're like, sweet, this could be really cool. James, what are you thinking? What's going through your character's mind?
I'm actually taking out my cell phone and sending a text to Natalie to make sure that she has seen this and make sure that she's okay. And I'm also gonna try to lower or calm a little bit on the most exalted people in the area, in the vicinity.
Okay, so you see, like, because you're sitting over here like this, like over here, like you can see where I'm pinging, right? So this lady right here, this lady is like freaking out. Like, she thinks the world is coming to an end. Like her boyfriend, her husband, whatever, is trying to calm her down. She's in tears. She's pretty erratic right now. She's just not having it. She's very emotional.
Okay. I'm gonna read her mind to check what would be the most calming situation for her at the moment. What would be the most calming thought for her?
Okay, so you kind of browse into the mind a little bit, and like really what she's thinking about, she's like, oh my god, the villain's gonna come out of the woodwork. We're all gonna die. My house is gonna be destroyed. I'm gonna lose my job. Like, life is just gonna go into a squalor. Like, basically, she doesn't really think or care about anyone else right now. She's really only cared about herself.
Okay, so no thoughts about her family, really.
No, you don't. Honestly, you don't really get any of that. It's just all thoughts about her, and what's going to happen to her, and how's it going to affect her. She seems very selfish.
Okay, then I'm gonna be using that on my favor, and I'm gonna try to calm her, appealing to her own personal strength of past deeds, so she can remember that she has gone through some hard stuff that she has overcome, and that this is just one more of those.
Okay, so when you use your abilities like this, like how do you do it? Do you just kind of like, do you stare intently? Do you do like the Crocodile Dundee when he's like trying to like tame the, no, that kind of thing? I don't know if you guys have seen Crocodile Dundee or not.
Yeah, no, what is noticeable, if anyone is paying attention, is staring, because it's I need to be staring at the target, and he has to be touching some sort of his forehead, kind of like Jean Grey when she's telepathically speaking.
Okay, all right.
He tries to disguise it. That's why he has a stealth and a sleight of hand, as either a headache or something like that.
Okay, let's see. Would that be Yeah, why don't you go and roll that stealth?
All right.
Give me a stealth roll, and we'll see how well you. Deception could be used as well, but we'll say stealth. You're just trying to kind of like hide what you're doing, and the fact that everybody's just kind of being out of control.
All right.
See how well you do here. All right. Well, you're staring holes through her head. Nobody seems to notice.
All right.
You're just like,
how can you
staring, and people are just like freaking out. She's just like, she's just slowly starting to just kind of come around. She's just kind of slowly, the crying, the weeping, the sobbing is going away. First thing, you're like, thank God she was annoying. But then, her husband's like, oh, okay, yeah, it'll be all right, honey. It'll be all right. I promise. She's like, yeah, it will be. It will be. Things will be fine. But then, then there's like lots of chatter. People everywhere are just kind of chattering. People are making phone calls. People are looking around, yelling at people. And then it kind of gets into this kind of like, it evolves into this kind of like, are you one of them? Are you one of them? What can you do? People just like start pointing at each other and accusing them of having superpowers and being villains.
Okay, the moment I start noticing that, I stop messing with this girl's mind just to be careful.
Well, not yeah, because they're not pointing at you, but they're pointing at everybody else, and you're just all like you're thinking, okay, well maybe I should just kind of just cool a little bit just in case. Sketch, you're over there, you're going through your book. What are you looking for?
Yep. Oh, I am writing down bits and pieces of what he said and trying to like make a new character from this.
You're like, oh, this would be like a super cool like villain for a new cartoon series. You're like, yeah. You're like, maybe I don't like the color of that costume that person had. Oh, how bland. Zorro, what are you doing over there? You were in the middle of your food. You're just like, oh. Do you have that feeling of like, oh God?
I'm basically going to do something very similar to Kaz. I'm basically going to pull out the cell phone, call Amanda, make sure she's good, and just, basically make sure everything that she has in her realm is calm and cool and collected.
Yeah, so you call her. It rings 3 or 4 times, right? But then she picks up and she's like, oh my God, I'm so glad to hear your voice. What's going on? Did you see that crazy person on the television?
Yeah, it looks like someone's trying to rally the troops again and do something really stupid, I bet.
But that's not going to happen, though, right? The authorities will stop him, right?
It'll be stopped in its tracks, I'm sure.
But I mean, like, but what if they don't? What's going to happen to us?
I think we'll be all right. I mean, if it really gets down to it where they need the help, I'm pretty sure the government will do what they have to do and possibly reinstate heroes, but we'll find out when it happens.
So you spend probably the next 5 minutes or so talking to her about like, okay, she's like, what about this? You're like, okay, look. You're like, no.
I remain the voice of calm reason and logic.
You're like, sweetheart, it's okay. No, that's not gonna happen. I promise. So yeah, you're sitting over there, just kind of leaning back into your chair. You're like, I want to eat the rest of my food, thinking, but you're trying to talk her down. Like eventually, after a few minutes, like you get her to be like, look, stop freaking out. And she's like hyperventilating, like how she gets when she gets really excited. You hear like the bag in the background. You know how the people breathe in and out of the bag or whatever. She's doing, all of her little exercises to maintain the anxiety there to keep it from getting out of control. James, you finally get a text back from Natalie, right? Natalie?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, I saw it. It was even apparently it was even broadcast through cell phones as well. So if you had it out and on, it was being broadcast through. So she happened to see it, and she's more level-headed. She's not as concerned. From what you can tell, just like through tests, she's not freaking out like Zorro's girlfriend is there. But she's just all like, well, the government will take care of it. Like, it's been so long since something like this has happened. They have plans in place. We'll be okay. Just get home safe. I love you. That kind of stuff.
Okay. Just making sure. Love you too. See you at home.
Smiley face.
And a small heart.
And the small heart. She gives you the winky face.
Oh, that's it.
So, the crowd, like the mall security kind of starts to come into this area, start trying to disperse people, to get people to leave, go home for the night, thin it out because people are starting, like some people are just getting like really like yelling at each other, like, you're a villain, you're gonna kill us all. They're like, no, I'm not. You're a villain. Like some people just like their brains just go, they just lose it. And then people just start feeding into it. So security comes, breaks it up. So people start leaving and start, stand up to start to leave or whatever. So there's like this little entrance, the entranceway over here. So as people are going out, you see two people are kind of like walking in, casually. Like one guy, he's tall, he's like 6 feet. He's fit, he's got dark haired. clean shaven. There's a girl with him. They could be brother, sister. They look similar, but you can't really tell. They have the same color hair, similar facial features, or whatever. Let's see. Perception checks, please, from all three of you.
Okay, give me a second.
What? Well done,
I
Zora.
find my food very interesting right now.
Because you're trying to eat while you're on the phone with Amanda. You're just like, yeah, honey. You're not paying attention at all.
I am almost the epitome of obliviousness here.
You have found your sandwich. Yeah, you rolled a 4. Oh, all right, Mike. Not bad. All right, so James, Mike, so you guys happen to look over and see these people at the moment, and as they're walking in, they seem almost in a daze. Like they're just kind of like staring, like they're not really like looking at people, looking around as you would when there's like people, running around and hooting and hollering and all this kind of stuff. They just kind of seem like they're kind of like starstruck, just kind of woo. Then they just kind of stop there, and then they look at each other in like a daze. So then you see the man, like you see like his like smoke starts to kind of like roil off of him, like he just starts to emit like smoke, and then like you can see heat coming off of it as he turns almost like Human Torch.
Okay.
So he just kind of like combusts in fire, but it's not like just like straight fire. It's kind of like it's all like his skin looks almost like molten.
He's very upset.
He's just he doesn't look upset. He's just like he turns into like a big molten fireman.
Oh! I thought he was steaming because he was upset.
Oh no! Not like steaming, like No, I'm talking like steam. Like
So
there's
upset
like
that he ignites.
the what? Sorry.
I was like, I was just getting the mental image that he's so upset that he is igniting.
Oh no! He's like these guys look like completely in a daze. Like they're just kind of like they're kind of like in a trance look. Is what their faces look like. Not a whole lot of emotion on their faces. They just kind of look like like they're just kind of like on a mission or whatever. And then like the girl that's with him. Basically, she kind of turns into like an ethereal specter. Like let me give a good example. Like kind of like if you've seen Lord of the Rings, right? The Return of the King, like those ghost people, like the ghost guys at the end. She kind of turns like that. Like her body just kind of starts to it shimmers and it becomes like ethereal, incorporeal. And she's like a big like a big witch, like big hair. Like her hair is just like floating, and she's like levitating off the ground. She's like this green ethereal spirit or whatever. And then there's like then people didn't see this. The guy people are like standing next to the fire guy. Some of those people instantly catch on fire from proximity when he turns into his fire form. Like one guy is like walking by, his shirt catches on fire. It immediately burns through his skin. Skin on his face begins to burn. He just kind of like dives away, screaming in agony. 3 or 4 people that happened to, and then people give him a wide berth, and people are then looking. They stop pointing at each other and blaming each other. And they look over there, and then all hell just breaks loose. People are just like freaking out, running everywhere. The security guy, he comes up and he's all like he draws his weapon and he's all like, "Freeze, motherfuckers! Like, put your powers away." He doesn't really know what to what to say to him. He's a younger guy, probably same age as some of you, in early 20s. Well, so like the witch, she just kind of like she just kind of like floats over to him, and she just like this green energy like comes out of her mouth and eyes and like go into his mouth and eyes, and it's just like she looks like she's like pulling his energy, his life essence, his soul out of his body, and his skin begins to like decrepify and shrivel, and then he like his corpse just kind of like slumps to the ground in like a heap of like clothes and like old dried skin, all this other stuff. And then you can see like this energy kind of like go into her and kind of coalesce into her form or whatever, and you can see it kind of like swirling around in her ethereal body. Then people begin to run willy-nilly. Let's see. Let's get some good.
I'm seeing this as I'm eating.
Yeah, you're like.
That's new. I think I might have.
Yeah, you're like this is gonna be bad. So like the fire guy, he coalesces like this bowl of like molten fire, and he just like throws it into a group of people that then they just like combust. Like just people start to smoke and burn and screaming and yelling. He's just like he kind of like wanders off over here or whatever. He like nukes this table right here. All these people combust.
R.I.P. table.
Yeah, all these. Screw that.
The only way out is through them, right?
Yeah, because this is like a walled area that you're in. It's kind of like you go in, and it's just kind of like a little, kind of like in a restaurant where you go into like the one section of the restaurant, and it's all walled. The only way in and out is like basically through this way.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So what are you guys gonna do?
All right. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise the color of my coat to cover my face a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna move back away from the burning table a little
Okay.
bit.
You can move your token.
All right.
Yeah, these people are all like roasty toasty. These people are running like over here. This dude is like running away screaming. Like the sorority girls are running away. Over here. These people are like running. Basically, a lot of people are like running. Oop. Like so, Zoro, your table's kind of getting like this dude is like pushing like past your table. This guy is running. His girlfriend is in tow. These people are all like running over here. These people run like past you, Sketch, and like they like bump into your chair. You drop your book and your pencil on the floor.
I was about to put my pencil, like my book, and I'm guessing I have like a shoulder strap backpack on me that I was carrying my stuff in.
Sure.
I
Your man purse.
was probably about to be in the process of starting putting some stuff away, except for like maybe like 2 or 3 like colored pencils. I leave out.
Yeah, so like you were reaching, and and you didn't see these people coming, and you're like, you got it, and you're trying to put the book in there, and they bump you, and you like drop the book on the floor, one of your pencils, and you're like, oh god. So now it's on the ground. Zoro, what are you gonna do?
No. Oh no.
All right, how much smoke is filling this area?
Well, the smoke itself, it's not like he's like smoking it and it's like billowing off of him, but you can see like the heat, like in the summertime, like radiating from it, and then there's like steam kind of smoke. It's not like getting smoky where you can't breathe. He's just like.
All right. Well, I was thinking obscuring video cameras. I'm going to actually probably bounce behind a group of people where I'm more or less not observed.
Okay, you can move your token while you're doing that. All right, so Sketch. So yeah, you drop your book, you go down, you pick it up, you retrieve it, and you see this horde of people like running away. So now, like the back area here is all pretty empty. So what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna get my stuff put away. Have a pence. I'm gonna put like 3 pencils in one hand and keep one hand open so I can just switch in case I need to use use my other hand for something, and I am going to move. See if I could. Yeah, I'll move back over to like this seat that's been evacuated, and people aren't gonna like bump through me.
Okay. So as you guys are like repositioning, people are running. Fireman, yeah, he's like here.
Could I also get like a perception check on the room for like cams and stuff like that?
Sure. $13. So you see there's in this area, so there's hold on, is this gonna do that? Yeah. So fireman is like blow. He throws over here in this basically big ball of dead people right here now. Let me go this. So you see there's one like in this corner. In this corner. There's one in this corner. Maybe. Ooh.
So what I'm hearing is that
Sorry, I had to
they're
sneeze.
all 4 corners.
Yeah, all 4 corners in this area, so covering like this whole area. And then you can see some like out there. You can see there's more around the tops of the walls in different areas, pointing at different areas of the food court. This is actually kind of cool. I got some cool effects. You can like, oh yeah, it's great, man. Check this out. I'm sorry, I just upgraded my subscription today, so now I can actually use this stuff. It's just
So what you're saying is
he just yeah.
this is wonderful.
And then she comes over here, and then like these groups of people. Do I got something to simulate this? Let's see. Sure, beam. It'll be magic. She like shoots like out of her hands like this like spirit like energy kind of thing. She hits like these women that are like running away, and they're like their skin just starts to decrepify and rot.
Can you do that effect again? I want to see that one more time.
Oh yeah, I got you, man.
They used ice beam. It was super effective.
Well, there was like there's magic. I mean, I could do. Oh wait, actually, let's look at what does this effect look like? It's death. See, it's not like green. It's like green energy. There we go.
This is the best.
All
Best
right.
effect.
I mean, this is. I mean, the cool new effects are amazing.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
So yeah, so he moves over here. He's doing this thing. So now let's get us some. Let's see, it's time now to defend yourselves. So everybody roll initiative.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's time to palm a meat stick.
Let me get the turn tracker up here.
Not bad initiative.
Good initiative there, Zoro.
Oh damn.
Wait, did he like quit on his initiative?
No, he rolled a 19. He's got a +1.
Okay. Yeah, we all didn't roll like terrible on that initiative. Considering none of us have improved initiative, I don't think.
Okay, Zoro, you're up.
Well, it's time to have myself a snack.
So you reach into your pocket. You produce this processed meat stick. You rip it open. Like you've never had to like rip it open like with such ferocity before. But then you take a bite. All right, so describe what this looks like when you transform.
Basically, what occurs is as I finish eating the snack, my character more or less seems to just turn into a blur as he becomes slightly taller, a lot more lean, muscular, and now looks like a 6'1" luchador with blue and gold mask and fighting trunks.
I think I have this. Just so I can show the viewer. I've got it in your. I have it on your character sheet. I think. Maybe I do. Wait, I have got to set this to go back. Hold on, I gotta. There we go. Let me get this. Oh no. I had it. I swear I did. I must show the viewers at home. This is like amazing. Where are you? Slowly. There he is. Zorro Pelagroso. All right. Do you have like a saying or whatever? Like when you transform, do you have like a little like a kind of taunt or something?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with a good old with a modern classic as far as I'm concerned. This is Lucha.
As you're like cracking the knuckles and pointing, you know.
And I'm
All
going
right.
straight at Mr. Firehead.
So you point at him and he just kind of like looks over, still kind of like in a daze. So that's just a move action, right? To do that?
No, it was a standard.
Standard.
Action.
Okay. Do you want to move?
Actually, yeah. Let's step a little bit closer because I'm calling this fucker out.
Okay. All right. So next up, James, your turn.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. I noticed the guy transforming in a luchador in front of me, right?
Yeah, you see that? You were like, what the fuck? Because everyone else is running and not really watching. You were kind of like looking around, surveying the area. You see this dude, you know, businessman. He reaches into a pocket. He just pulls out the, Slim Jim looking thing. He just takes a bite. He's like, this is lucha. And he's like pointing, and then he's like running over at this fire guy. You were like, what the hell?
Really? Really? The weirdos are coming out now? Damn.
You're like, of all the days I decided to go to the mall, this shit happens?
This is why I hate malls so much. And I'm gonna try to do a telepathic illusion over to the fire guy.
Mm-hmm.
Making him believe that everything is on fire and that his mission is over.
Okay. Let's see. All right.
It would be a DC 14 against Will.
Okay. All right. So you're like, so what does it look like when you do illusions? Like, what do you just stare? Do you have like hand motions?
Basically the same thing, just his eyes shine in silver.
All right. So you kind of like, your eyes kind of gloss silver. You're just like, whoa. So like,
yeah,
you
basically
like,
the whole eye disappears and becomes a single silver picture.
Okay. All right, I like that. So yeah, so it kind of flickers, and then like this picture of like this whole place on fire. You see the guy he looks around for a minute. He just shakes his head. He's like, "What the?" And he just shakes off the effect.
Okay, then I move backwards.
Okay. All right. Spectre Witch. So she nukes these people. These people are all now. I can just get rid of them. They're all dead. So like she just kind of like floats over here. I can use more cool effects, man. This is great. She's gonna. She breathes, like she like opens her mouth. Her mouth opens like really, really wide, like more than the jaw would, like stretches kind of thing, and like this greenish energy just comes like spilling out, and it hits all of these people, and they just all they start to like age, like super rapidly. The guys are oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Disregard that. I have to change. I have to change the button every time I want to do it. So this guy, he's like, turns into an old man. Yeah, he just like falls over, and then yeah. So these people are now dead. Okay. All right, Sketch, you're up.
Also, the ones at the top left corner are dead, right?
Yeah. What? Top left corner. Oh yeah,
Okay.
up here.
You know what I want to do?
Oh,
I
yeah,
want
they're
to,
dead.
since I'm over here and I have my pencils, you said there were 4 cameras in the room, right?
Yep.
Each in the corners. I am going to start my turn by knocking myself prone,
Okay.
and that would be considered like a free action, wouldn't it?
Yeah. You can go prone for free. That's fine. You just fall down.
Okay.
You're like, woo.
And while I'm on the ground, I will like to use my variable to create a device.
Okay. What are you gonna create?
I'm going to try to create a sci-fi like electromagnetic like lightning rod thing. I'm trying to create basically trying to create like an EMP ray, so I can take out these cameras one by one.
Okay.
So that would be like ranged affliction, probably rank 4, only affects objects with an accurate of 2, which I don't think matters because they don't have like a defense save, so I can hit them routinely.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm spending my.
Okay, so you're like scribbling, or you drawing in your book. You draw it on the ground.
I'm drawing on the ground where I fall.
Okay, so he falls. James, you see this? You see this dude? He just like falls on the ground, and he's just over there drawing on the ground with pencils.
Okay.
You're like, okay,
this paranoia thing, but this is getting out of control now.
You're like, okay, now this is what happens when people lose their mind. This is mob mentality. You draw on the floor. You're just like, I will draw my love, my love letter to my girlfriend or whatever, or dear mom, I love you.
Yeah,
I miss you.
Definitely not going near that guy's mind. Mostly, I will be losing mine if I try to do something with that guy's mind.
Oh yeah, like if you would like you're thinking to yourself, if you dig in there right now, you're gonna go down the rabbit hole, no coming back. I mean, but you can't see like what he's doing. He's just kind of like scribbling on the ground, like erratically. You're like, what is he doing? All right, fireman. He comes. He's just gonna he's gonna breathe. He's gonna bring fire on these guys. He's just gonna shoot. These people just like, oh god. Forgot I gotta change it every time. Okay, so these people just like start burning. The smell of like burning flesh and clothes and wood is just filling the air in your nostrils. Goodbye. So Zora, you see these people just get just like cooked, like you see like it's so hot, like their skin is like melting, like wax off of their bones as they're like running away. They're just partial skeletons just fall on the ground, pools of fat and cooked meat. You're like, and then he's like staring at you. All right, Zoro, you're up.
All right, I'm going to step right up to Fire Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for a chokehold. Basically, a one-handed grab to the throat and lift.
Okay.
Close combat wrestling, correct?
Yeah. And then I'll move your token for you. Here.
Thank you, sir.
Ooh.
Ding!
All right, so you get right in there and you grab him right around the throat. So now you need to make a toughness save. DC 22. Oh shit!
That wasn't any better.
Oh god! What's that? You failed by 16? Oh my god.
Yep, I'm roasting.
Yeah. Let's get that chart. Where's that?
On the bright side, you wrestled him real good.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta hold him
Dude,
real
I got that
good.
grip.
Alright, so you check result. Well, so you grab him, but then once you grab him, you realize that he's not just looks hot, he is hot. He is it's almost like touching the sun. You quickly jerk back. Let's see, where's the thing? So I'll make you're staggered, and you take a -1 penalty from the pain, just as you pull back, the skin on your hand is just blistered. And then if you look at your sheet, I think it should be able to allow you to track. Does it track on here? Oh yeah, you guys all have 1 hero point too, just so you know.
Yeah.
I can adjust yours. Okay, this sheet's not as cool. But yeah, so you take a -1 penalty and you're staggered.
Woo.
Where do you track hero points?
So it is the middle of the front sheet on the left-hand side, directly under your attributes.
Ah, yeah, I found it. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, there's actually injuries right there, right next to hero points. So you can track that as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah. So you guys see the luchador. He runs over there. He makes this impressive this grab, he just gets this dude right around the neck. You're like, oh, this dude's done for. But then he reaches his hand back. He's like, ay! As you see, his skin is all red and blistered, and he's holding his hand. He's like, ay, ay, ay!
You know I should have gone for the drop kick.
Let's see. Get this page in this book here. Okay. Yeah, so staggered. Yeah, you're dazed and hindered. So. Let's see. You're limited to free actions and a single standard action per turn, although you may use it to perform a move. And then hindered. You move at half speed. All right, James. You're up.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna try to read this guy's mind,
Mm-hmm.
the fire guy, and see what's going on in there.
Okay. Is there do you have to make a roll to hit with that, or is it just a save?
It's a will save. Versus it's 15 plus direct, right?
No. If there's no attack, it's 10 plus.
Oh,
10 plus the
it would be
rank.
15 there.
15.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, so you look at him and you start to just dig into his mind, and you see his mind area now is actually relatively blank. But then you get to a point as you dig a little deeper where it's just you see him in his regular form. He's standing there talking to some guy in a suit that you can only see from the back. That's got this slick back hair. The guy's kind of short. Maybe he's 5'6", really thin. Nice, it's a black with gray pinstripe suit. He's talking to this guy, and you see the fire guy's kind of standing there. He's got this attitude or whatever. It's kind of fuzzy. Can't really hear what he's saying. But then it kind of goes to the point where the guy the fire guy looks kind of complacent like he is now. And then you can't really get anything else. It just kind of stops after that. Just like a wall or something.
Okay. Glad I got enough information from there. I'm not sure if I'm able to do anything else, like an emotion control or anything like that.
What action is the mind reading? Is it a standard? Let me get to it.
I think it's a standard action.
Yeah, it's a standard action. So you can move now if you want.
No, I'm good where I am.
Okay. All right. The witch. This guy's like trying to like run away or whatever. She just kind of she just kind of like passes through him onto the other side. And she like grabs him. Kind of does the whole. Where's the thing again? What's gonna be a good? Hold on. Oh wow, can we make new custom effects? What? All right. She like does the whole thing where she like sucks his soul out of his body or whatever. Then he like decrepifies. He dead. Okay. We move these people. These people are running. These people are running. Oh. This lady's running, like pushing chairs out of the way. Like, so this dude runs around. This lady like trips and falls right here on this chair. This dude just keeps running. He don't care 2 bits about it. This lady runs away. These people give this guy like a wide berth and run over here. Okay. All right, Sketch, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to stay prone.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to use this that I just drew up to knock down one of the.
Okay.
Since it's an affliction that only affects machines, don't have a gets past the immunity fort damage. I think it takes the highest effect. I think that's how that would work.
Okay. So basically, I'll just what? Go ahead.
So I'm gonna take out the one in the top right corner, and I think I'll use my hero point to get a second standard action to take down the one near the bottom below it. So I take so I just pull this gun out of the floor and I shoot like an electromagnetic laser at both these cameras, like knocking them off.
Yeah, so James, you see this. So the guy, he stops drawing. He puts his pencil down. It looks like well, it's almost kind of like he reaches slightly into the ground and he pulls out this gun, this futuristic gun, pistol-looking thing. And you were like, what? And he like shoots 2 of the cameras in the area with like this, like this bolt or whatever, and they just kind of like the little light that's on them just kind of goes out.
All right, this is getting crazier by the second.
You're like, I must be sleeping. This is like some crazy dream.
Yeah, there's got to be a nightmare.
Mike and he.
Hey, I'm thinking about protecting myself if I have to actually fight. And that means taking out the camera so I don't get tracked down.
Any movement from you, Mike?
No, I'm gonna stay prone here.
Okay. All right.
By the way, there are weird bonus, like a get bonus, get +1 bonus to melee, but less to ranged attacks. And the person that has the opposite effect for their attacks.
Sorry, you're kind of cutting out there. I hear something about bonuses and whatever.
Yeah, for there's like weird bonuses for both offense and defense.
For what?
If you're prone, you get a +1 bonus.
Oh, prone. Okay, you were cutting out. I couldn't hear what you said. Yeah, so you get, so
+1 to ranged, -1 to melee, and it's the opposite for the attacker.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Fireman. So he sees that you're like Zoro. You're like holding your hand or whatever. He's gonna try to like punch you. What? All right, you gonna dodge or parry?
Oh, definitely gonna dodge. I'm gonna go for a full-blown backflip, actually.
Okay. Oh, nice. So yeah, he just kind of swings in with like this roundhouse kind of punch or whatever, this haymaker, and you just do like a nice little flip back. You still land in the same space, but you're able to disengage. But you can feel as it comes close, you can like feel the heat off of his fist. You know that if you would have got hit by that would have left a welt, a blister, multiple blisters all over your face.
That'd have been a hot punch if it hit me.
You're like, ha ha! His hand's still
I point
burning.
my finger at him and then just shake it with no gesture.
You just. Alright, Zora, you're up. So remember, you are dazed. Basically, you're staggered, you're dazed and hindered.
All right. I need to put some separation between me and this guy. I'm going to go for a drop kick, aiming to knock him the hell away from me.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Let's see if he can get out of the way. Ho! He does not evade. So you just jump. You catch him right in the chest. What's the damage on that?
We never actually got to doing damage on that one.
Oh, I'm assuming it's going to be your strength modifier then, if you don't have like a damage attack. Let's look at you here.
Strength 2.
Okay. And then look at his thing. Okay. So it'll be 17 is your DC, so it's 15 plus the damage. Oh. Let's see. Let's see. 2. So you jump up, boom! You hit him right in the chest. Okay, you've got to take toughness test, DC 20. What is it last time? 22. Yeah, 22. You knock this guy back. Oh yeah, dude, this dude is like smoking hot, dude. This is so bad. All right. Chart. All right, and you got a 18. So you just you hit kind of you can feel the heat burn, start singe a little hair off the legs. It slightly melts the bottom of the boots. You do take a -1 penalty though. But you do push him away. He kind of staggers away. He looks dazed. All right, James, you're up.
Okay. Are there any sprinklers in here, in the roof?
There are. There are sprinklers.
Okay.
But surprisingly, they haven't gone off.
Yeah, that's okay. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be doing a hallucination on the fire guy that the sprinkler have come on.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make him believe that they're turning down his fire.
Okay. And then, so what is that? Your DC 14 again, right?
Yeah, that is 14.
Oh. Damn, I rolling hot. All right, so you get into his mind. You create this illusion. He's you see him he's kind of he's dazed, but he's looking up, and he's starts to put his hand up or whatever, but then he looks at his arms or whatever, and he's just he doesn't seem to be affected.
Okay, no problem. Then my next turn, my next action that is gonna be a move action. I'm gonna move behind the table and turn it over so I have some sort of protection.
Okay, some cover.
Yeah. And that's it.
Okay. All right, Spectre Witch. So these people all just kind of get away. They come over here. But this lady does. Unfortunately, she just kind of like floats over here. The lady's like trying to get up. She's like laying on the floor or whatever. She just pulls her soul out of her body. She like, oh god, and she like turns into like a corpse, like a dry, crusty corpse. I sketch her up.
Okay. I am going to move my action all back to my original table.
Okay.
And I am going to use another routine action here to shoot out the last bottom camera. And,
Down here.
Yeah. Yeah, shoot out that one. And just because I selection to get out of the way, I'll get.
Yeah. We're getting some audio drop from you pretty bad though, just so you know.
Yeah,
Or at least I am anyway.
I might as well just the other camera.
Do what? So you're gonna take out this camera and then what else?
I think I'll go ahead, extra effort, another standard action, take out the other camera, just so all the cameras.
Okay, sounds good. Just track that accordingly. So you're just like shoot the two cameras.
And
They
then
just,
my free action, spell my, because
sorry, Mike, I can't hear you very well. You're cutting out pretty bad.
I'm going to end my turn by dispelling my EMP gun.
Okay, sounds good. All right, fireman. He's just like, ugh. He's gonna walk back over to engage you. He's still dazed. He's able to like shamble back over there, but he's not able to attack you. All right, Zoro, you're up.
How convenient that you walk back up to me. I'm going to kick the chair that's next to him into his legs and force a trip attempt at least.
All right, you try to trip him.
Yep.
All right. Trip action, 196. The thing about trip actions is every game that I play has different rules on tripping. Let's see.
Yeah, it's like a general thing. How do we make trip different from other games?
Yeah.
Tripping and grappling. Figure out.
Okay. All right. So basically, you try to trip or throw your opponent to the ground. Make a close attack check against your opponent's parry with a -2 circumstance bonus. But since you're using the chair, I will not give you the -2, so it'll be just straight.
And
if you
the chair as an improvised weapon.
okay, and then if you hit, the chair won't do any damage, but it will. So I'm giving you the removal of the penalty, but then you won't burn yourself either. And if the attack succeeds, make an opposed check of your acrobatics or athletics against his.
All right, got the roll down. Looks like I'm doing a 13 at the moment.
13. He gets a dodge. Oh. All right. So you just kick it over at him?
Yeah, pretty much just kick it into his legs.
Okay. So you kick the chair over there. He kind of he steps back, but not quite enough. But the chair hits him and instantly combusts. But it doesn't end up tripping into the ground. He kind of staggers for a second, but he doesn't go down. Basically, he ended up rolling higher on his dodge. So cinematically, you hit him with it, but it didn't knock him down. And now you have a folder. Here's this folder. A smoldering chair. Delicious. Any movement from you?
If I can, I am going to drop back, but if I'm not still dazed.
Oh, yeah, you are. Well, let's see. Let's look at recovering, because I think... And once again, every system you play...
I know how to recover.
Different rule every day.
Yeah, how does it work?
You
Tell
can
it.
use standard action to
Oh, yeah.
remove highest damage pack. You can
Okay.
use that once per combat or hero point.
Okay. And then normally, isn't it? I think it's so many. Isn't it so many rounds you just normally get rid of afflictions and stuff like that? Hold on. Let me look at it.
It's like an hour. It's like an hour.
As a result of conflict, characters often suffer adverse conditions from being knocked around and hit with different powers. The specific condition. Remove 1 damage condition per minute of rest, starting from their most severe condition.
Okay. A minute of rest. All right.
Yeah.
That's always the key word, right? Rest.
Yeah, the thing is that the regeneration power exists, that's when it kicks into combat.
Now, I can also burn my hero point to remove that, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
I think that might be the best bet at this point.
Okay. So you're gonna burn that hero point. You're just gonna you just shake it off. Your senses come back to you.
And I am definitely going to fall back a little bit.
Okay. You get back. You're just like you're ready. You're like, this is looking bleak for you, but you're not gonna go out. You're not gonna go down without a fight.
I'm putting this dude to the mat.
You're like, he's going down. All right. Hi, James. You're up.
Okay. I'm gonna try to emotion control him down to a calm state.
Okay.
It's a will DC of 13.
Okay. No hit roll, right?
Give me just 1 second to double check.
Motion control.
Nope, it's just the DC.
Okay. Okay. Oh, what was your DC?
13.
All right. All right. So you do your thing, right? You look at him, and you're like, be calm. Kind of like what you put into his mind, and he just like you guys see, like he kind of just like he slumps his shoulders a little bit, and the flame around him starts to kind of go down. He doesn't go out, but his flame and his fire form just kind of starts to go down.
Finally, something works.
I rolled really poorly. I was like, ooh. Okay. Any movement from you?
No, I'm good behind the table.
Okay. All right. The Spectre. She's got. She's gonna float over this way. Okay. All right, Sketch, you're up.
Okay. I am still I have because I used the extra effort. So I'm gonna move about there because I'm all like.
Crawl away, baby. Crawl away.
And I am going to quickly sketch reaction to quickly sketch a cartoon firework missile with a scope on, and I will use my free action to fire it off at the person who's been stealing souls and ruining my dinner.
Okay, so it's a firework with a what on it?
It's a scope because it has accurate on it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so you fire it. You have to roll to hit.
Rolled.
Good luck. 13. So so what does it look like? Is it like one of those little and then it just kind of zips around, or is it just like a super straight missile?
Kind of like what you like Bugs Bunny era kind of attack.
It's like an Acme rocket. It shoots up in the air, it whizzes around, then it goes to its target.
Yeah.
All right, so you go. It goes right at her. It just goes right through her, through her incorporeal form, and it lands like over here. And then turns that table upside down. Chairs go flying.
of the. Got it.
You're like, all right, she doesn't just look like a ghost. She must be a ghost. All right, fireman. He's gonna like shamble over towards you. Zorro. His fire's still kind of down, so he's gonna try to hit you. He's gonna swing.
I think I attracted full attention.
The what? Sorry.
I think I just got her. Shot a rocket at her.
Yeah, she sees you now. She's like, You look tasty to her. Let's see. What did I give him before? We'll give him some this. Oh God. Okay. All right. So he swings that punch at you, Zorro. It's not as furious as it was before, but it's still like it's more just like a wide swing, kind of like a haymaker.
All right, I'm going to attempt to do the basic lean or the lean dodge and get ready for one hell of a uppercut.
Okay. Oh, you do. Nice. So like it comes in, you just you lean back as it goes like right over your head. You can just feel the heat. Like it's not as hot, but it's just like now it's like putting your face next to like you open the oven at 450 degrees and that hot air you get. That's what it's like. It doesn't burn, but you're like, oh my God. It goes right over you. Now it's your turn.
Time to give Mr. Toasty here a nice heavy-duty uppercut. Let's send this boy flying.
You're like, shoulder you can, or whatever. So it's like you come up and you just, ho.
Or maybe I don't.
Well, I mean,
You try.
I mean, it's commendable. It looks good. All right, yeah. So like you come up and he's just like he just dodges out of the way. You're just like, whoosh. You come up. There's like speed lines coming off of your fist or whatever, but he's able to get out of the way just in time. There's like this epic duel going on over there. This big luchador, and this fire guy. They're just like swinging punches and stuff. It's like you're like James. You're like just behind the table, just kind of peering over it, like, what's going on? What?
Create is a move or a standard action?
Is create? I think it's this. It's standard. These people continue running.
Alright, I hear a question. Yeah.
Do what?
It's like I hear a question. I know the answer. The answer.
You're fine.
Just tell me if I need to stop.
Zorro, did you have any movement?
Yeah, I was actually going to step back a little bit more.
Okay.
If I can make him waste his turns getting to me.
He's coming, man. He's coming for you. All right, James, you're up.
All right, let's try one more time to calm him a little bit more. It seemed to work last time.
Okay. DC 13, right?
Correct.
Ooh, I rolled a 20.
Okay, well, I tried.
So you're like you try it, but man, you feel like you just hit a brick wall now. There's something in his head too. You can feel it. There's something else besides just him in there.
Yeah, I noticed that from when I read his mind, and I shout at the luchador guy, "Hit him with the chair!"
Kick his ass! So you just go back behind the table. All right, the witch. She kind of just floats over. She's like floating above you. Sketch.
Yeah.
So she has. Oh, where's the power? Okay. Oh, wait, actually, let me look at her. Okay. All right, so I gotta get her thing here right quick. She's gonna she does the whole. She's gonna try to like. I don't know. She does like the whole breath thing on you. Where is it? Hold on. I gotta get the. Gotta get it. Gotta.
See if it hits.
I gotta do the effect, man. I pay for this. I pay for these effects. Let's see. Let's see. Give her. Okay, you can try to dodge if you want.
Oh, a dodge.
Yep, you can't parry it. It's a big breath attack.
Okay. 4. I'm guessing.
Do what? You get an audio cut out. Can't hear you.
That sounds like an area attack, right?
Yeah, it's like a cone.
Okay. That means evasion +2. I'm taking it.
There's that first one. Okay. All right. So now you have to make a. This is a Fortitude save. DC. What did I have? 16.
Okay. The thing isn't letting me like track. So do that then. 18 plus 3. I think the pass, right?
Yep. All right. So you avoid. Where did your token go? What
He
is
turned
going
into
on
a
here?
ghost.
I think you put your. Did you put your token on top of me?
No.
Oh, rip. I am one with the ghost.
That's hella awkward. Okay. So I guess we will just. Where are you then? Okay, hold on. Let me get you back here. That's weird. I don't know why that did that. Okay, hold on. I have to reset up the stats it tracks. Parry toughness. So yeah, like this, like she breathes on you. It's like cold, but it's not like being outside in the wintertime. It's a really weird feeling. Like your skin crawls, like you feel as though like your soul itself is being affected.
Yeah.
And then. You were 12. I gotta add your turn here. Because it even deleted you off the turn tracker. Isn't that weird? Okay. Alright. So Sketch, your turn.
I am going to draw some clawed gloves on him, glowy effects, strength-based damage, 3 infects. Substantial 2 points, 3 points of accurate, +6 strength, 4 does full damage.
Alright. Let's see. So yeah, effects insubstantial. Okay.
Yeah, at full effect.
Okay. So it's gonna be what? It's gonna be 3 damage worth, right?
4 damage. Strength.
Okay, sounds good.
Variable's already saving me. It's great. And that doesn't.
And then let me look at some here. Yeah. So that's your standard action to create that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you're just like you draw. You just like stick your hands in the ground. Whoosh, you pull out. Boom. You got these gloves with this weird glowy effect. You're thinking to yourself like, okay, I hope this works. Do you want to move or stay there? Because you're still prone.
I am going to my movement.
So you're going to use your movement to what?
Stand.
Stand? Okay. Sounds good. All right. The fire guy. He lumbers over to you, Zoro. He's gonna make that attack. He's gonna give you that haymaker again.
You can do it.
Let's see. We'll give him. Okay, never mind. Like he reels back and he to the point where he gets himself off balance, and he just like he goes to swing and you're just all like, what is this? He rolled a 1, so you're like, ha, noob. You're like, I'm show you, luchador. Your turn.
All right, it's time to start having some fun with this guy. Free action. I am going to take a leap, and I'm going to jump all the hell away over. Standard action.
Well, wait. Don't you have to use your make your acrobatics roll?
Acrobatics
To
check.
see how-
Thank you.
Yeah, to see how many ranks of your leap that you can activate. DC 10. All right, nice. Okay, so you can use all your ranks.
Yep, so I have no issues getting you exactly where I wanted to get. And it is time to create the steel folding chair.
So James, you see this like he just kind of like squats. He's just like he does like this cool acrobatic flip over the dude. Lands way on the other side of the food court. He just whoosh. He lands. He's just all. So what does it look like when you create? What do you do?
For this particular instance, when I land, I do land in the one knee down pose with one hand in front.
Oh
And
yeah.
as I stand up, it literally looks like the chair just comes up out of the floor.
He's like, and it's like a classic metal chair, you know, like Grandma used to use at the Thanksgiving Day table for all the kids, you know, when you had a whole family over. What? So James, you're like you're looking at this, you're like, what is he doing? He's like, he's gonna use a steel folding chair on this dude. You're like, oh, we're screwed.
I was speaking metaphorically when I said hit him with the chair.
You're just all like, oh, this dude takes everything literally.
Yeah, everything is taken into my literally.
James, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time to create an illusion on this guy,
Okay.
on the fire dude, that I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
And it's a DC 14.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So you make the illusion.
And I'm gonna move the hell out of there.
So then you get up and you just run, run along the wall. Okay. All right.
Yeah, just getting the hell out of there. I'm not gonna be in melee with that guy.
You're like, I'm running away. All right. The witch. She's going to try to claw you with her ethereal. She's got like these long, kind of ghostly fingernails. She's gonna try to claw you with her attack here. All right. You can dodge or parry. Well, my technology have like the gloves or whatever. I'll give you the tip to parry. If you wanted to.
Wait, she's doing.
She's raking you with her like ethereal claws. So you can either dodge, or since you have the gloves now, you can try to parry if you want.
Okay. Doesn't she have to make?
I already made the roll. I make the rolls to myself. You won't see my rolls.
Oh! I thought you made the attack roll public.
Nope.
The roll to beat is 14.
The what? Sorry.
My parry is a 4. That means my parry that they need a 14 or higher to hit me.
Okay. All right. So she hits you.
Okay.
So now you got to make a toughness test, DC 20.
I feel like lucky. Lucky.
Oh, look at that chart.
Okay.
So
luck.
what?
If it's, I used luck to reroll like a hero. I added to it because it is under 10.
Okay.
So that's
So I mean, it's going to be the same. So it's the same result either way.
I have a total of. I have 8. I have my top 3, so that gives me a total of 20.
Oh, a total of 20.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
you're-
just rolling
okay.
the dice flat and then telling you. I mean, you can see my stuff. I'm just
Yeah,
using
just
it
start.
to read stuff off.
Okay, yeah, you just audio. So you got a total. So sorry, your audio is cutting out a little bit. So you got a total of 20. You said.
Yeah, total of 20.
Okay. All right. Cool. You take no effect. You feel really cold though. Like from the attack. So did you dodge or did you parry? Dodged. Is that what you said? Do what?
Melee. You have if it's a melee attack, you have to.
Okay. So you feel really cold from her attack. But it doesn't do any damage to you. Alright, so your turn.
So, I'm going to attack with these new Ghostbuster claws that I've just crafted.
Okay.
Okay, so it'd be my roll plus 6, 17 plus 6, which is
23.
4. Save.
The what? Sorry?
These have full effecting. Corporeal creature.
Mm-hmm.
So toughness save on that. 19.
19. She's got 4. 19. Okay. So you hit her, the field or whatever is able to like make contact with her. You punch her right in the face. She's like, whoop. She kind of like reels back a little bit. She looks surprised. All right. So the fireman, he's just gonna trudge over here after you. So then, so you hear large amounts of commotion coming from like further inside the mall there, and as you see, I don't have their tokens all prepped. Oh, these people all end up getting away. So you see like people are like parting the way, and you see a bunch of guys that look like this. Let me show you. So there's probably like 6 or 7 of these guys come running in there. They have like SPD like written like is like printed on the front of their armor, and they've got these technological like weapons. They don't look like they do in the picture. This looks more like a. They said it looks more like a big, almost like a big tube, but it's like squared, and it's got like this weird like energy kind of field on the end of it. They all have like helmets on. You can't differentiate who's who, what's what. So they all kind of come running in like right here ish, and behind you about 30 feet away from you, Zorro, and they're like pointing the guns at you. When you hear them, it's like freeze. That very kind of mechanical sound when they speak through the voice thing on the helmet.
Thank God, police is here.
So, all right. So we're just gonna go down. So Zorro, what are you gonna do? You hear freeze. Like you look over your shoulder. There's like 6 or 7 of these dudes pointing these weapons at you.
I do believe it's time to get the F out of Dodge, because I know these boys don't play around.
James, what are you gonna do?
I literally said, thank God the police is here, and I raise my hand while I'm moving away from the fire, dude. Closer to the police.
You just like hands up, you're like, thank God.
Yeah, basically, I have done nothing wrong. I'm just a civilian caught in the fire.
Okay. So the witch, she turns around and she kind of floats this way, looking at the SPD guys. Sketch, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to try and can I use stealth to dispel my effect?
Sure. Make a roll. We'll see how well you do.
Roll plus 5. 18 plus 5 is
23. So you just saw like
So
like you
I'm
just kinda-
dispelling my effect, putting my hands up. I just say, thank goodness someone's about to save me.
Do you move anywhere?
No, because the ghost person is right here. I am under attack by.
Okay. The fire guy doesn't really seem to be overly concerned. He walks this way. And he like you see him he forms like this big ball of like molten fire in his hand, and he like leans back to throw it or whatever. And one guy in the group is like, take him down. They shoot him with it's like this greenish like laser kind of beam. They hit him like right. 3 or 4 of them hit him like right in the chest with it, and like his fire just goes out as he's like mid swing or whatever, and he ends up throwing nothing in the air. He's looking at himself. He's back to normal.
As soon as they shoot, I drop down to the floor, covering.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is that table that got charred and ashed, I'm going to, when they fired, dive into the ash and let everything drop back to my normal form and just be another civilian in the mess.
Okay, so move your token to where you're going to dive to. Okay. And now, so now I got to roll a stealth. Just to see how well you can do that.
Oh, this is going to be close.
10. All right, we'll roll for them and see what they get. Okay. All right. So you just go, like you go diving over there into this pile of ash and bodies and dust and whatever, and you shrink back to normal or whatever. Okay. Get the turn order.
Hate to ruin the suit, but got to do what I got to do.
So these guys kind of like all spread out. 2 of them, a couple of them come over here. To you, James. Like there's like the guy that's standing above. He's like, "Don't move."
Wasn't planning on, sir. Wasn't planning on.
And then there's like another guy comes over here, starts rooting around in this pile of stuff, and he finds you in there. He's all like, "Stay on the ground, don't move."
Dear God, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Two guys come over here, and they handcuff this fire guy with these special shackles. They go like around the wrist, kind of had like the same kind of glow, like energy coil on the inside of it. They like just wrench this dude. He's like, oh. He still kind of like looks like he's in a bit of a daze, and like he's not really know what's going on. Then there's like two of them come running over here, like this witch, like the witch just kind of like comes on, screaming at him or whatever. They just shoot her with those beams or whatever. She turns back into her like normal form and just like falls on the ground, like right at their feet, and they're just like, she just like looks up at him with these like doe eyes or whatever. They put her in cuffs, all right, and then Sketch, one of them comes over to you. He's all like, "Don't move. Keep your hands where I can see him."
I have, and so on one of my, I have like a couple that have dropped on the floor. It was like, okay.
So they kind of like haul these two off. They kind of gather you guys up over here. And so then like the guy that looks like he's in charge of the group or whatever, he's like, all right, IDs, get them out, show them slowly.
I reach into the pocket in my coat and show him my ID.
All right, so as you go to get in your pocket, right? Let me do this right quick. Hold on. Change layer. Okay. All right, so you guys are like reaching into your pockets or getting out your wallets, your ID cards or whatever. As you're going to hand them, like this black figure drops out of the ceiling from like the ceiling's probably 20 feet high or whatever. It's kind of vaulted, but it's like tiles or whatever.
Okay.
You see like there's like a tile's been kind of slid and this black figure lands on top of this table over here. So you make it.
Oh, he landed right on top of my.
Yeah, he just like whoosh. This guy that looks like a ninja.
Okay.
Like these guys like they turn like they turn their weapons, the ones that are paying attention. He reaches into his belt pouch. He's just like whoosh. He throws a bunch of balls like right at your guys' feet, and they just whoosh. They explode like smoke, which is like obscuring all of your guys' visions. You're like, huh, what's going on? The guys are like, where is he? I can't see him. I can't see anybody. They're like, one guy's like, hopefully he's looking at you. He's like, stay where you are. Don't move. This guy comes over here. He comes over here like in the middle of your group or whatever. And he's like, guys, we have to go. We can't stay here.
Who the hell are you?
He's like, I'll explain on the way. We just have to go. Trust me.
All right, I'm going to give everybody an assist getting out of here. Time for that spare snack stick. A pair of grabs to the guys who can't fly like the wind and start jumping the hell out of here.
So wait, then I gotta play the music again. Hold on, where is it? I gotta get it.
Oh, good. I can just play this up like a big.
Like you're being kidnapped.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play this up like I'm being kidnapped.
So Zora, you're like, this is Lucha.
This is Luchador.
There you go.
And then start, like I said, hauling butt.
So you grab Sketch, James, this shadowy figure or whatever. He grabs your arm. He's like, trust me. You don't want to give him your ID. You need to come with me.
While he does that, I'm gonna throw a deception roll to be a kidnap victim, as well as he.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and throw that.
And I'm literally being picked up by someone I do.
Okay. 13. Sketch, did you want to throw out a deception to act like a kidnap victim?
Okay, even though I think this.
I mean, if you want to, you don't have to.
Well, if I do it, throw it out. Funds. I don't. Hero. Luck. Okay, that's my
So what do you have total now?
17.
17? Okay.
And there goes my luck.
So like the smoke ball is pretty good size. It probably takes up all these 4 tables over here. So you guys kind of go running. You guys go running off this direction. Let's see. All right. Yeah. So you guys just kind of go. You go running off into the mall, like through the smoke cloud. Is like slow motion kind of. Like Zoro, you're just like you got the one guy like under got him like under the arm. You just come running out of the smoke. It's like billowing off of you. You just go running into the mall. People are just like getting out of the way. Then like so, James, you're kind of being not really carried, but you're helped along by this guy. Now, once you see him outside of this the shadow effect or whatever, the smoke or whatever, you see he's dressed like some kind of like he's not like a low budget ninja. His suit looks pretty good, but he's got like the mask on, he's got the tool belt, like the ninja stuff. He's got some armor on. Looks like he does this. You can assume like this is not his first rodeo. He's done stuff like this before, but you never heard of this guy. You don't know who he is. You don't know what he's doing here and why he's helping you guys.
I tried to read his mind to see what's going on.
Okay. Is there a what's the save on that?
15.
15? Okay. Well, let me look at this. This is actually Corona's character. Let's see what he's got. I was like, I needed a way to get him.
Yeah, that's okay. No worry.
Needed a way to get him into the game, so he's kind of like,
Involved.
yeah, in the continuity. So when we pick up next week, so 15, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Anything particular you're looking for? Or you're just looking for what his surface thoughts are?
Basically know what this guy plan is and get a little bit of information on him.
So he's trying to get you guys. He's trying to get you guys out of here. It seems that he kind of knew what was up, and what was going on. He was like he was there like shortly before the end of that conflict and saw what some of you guys did. Obviously, James, your stuff is really subtle, but he noticed you hung around longer than you should have, in his eyes. Anyway, right? He's thinking like this dude should have just run away, but this dude kind of stuck around a little longer than he should have. So there's got to be something more to you. And he's taking you. He's got a place where he kind of like wants to take you guys. To talk or whatever, have a little conversation.
Okay.
All right, so then you guys go running through the mall. Let me get gotta get my running music here. Okay. All right, so you guys go running out into the main aisleway of the mall, into the food court. Like most of the area is pretty well cleared out. There's a few other SPD guys that are kind of like securing the area. They see you guys come running out of the smoke. They're caught off guard. They wildly fire their weapons. Zoro, you duck. One of the beams go over your head. The ninja guy, he's just all like he just dodges one pretty stealthily. You guys that are kidnapped victims, quote unquote, what do you do? Obviously, Sketch, you're being carried, so.
So I clearly look to you in a pathetic manner.
I'm being carried away as well, right?
Yeah, she's kind of like the ninja guy's got you by the arm, leading you away.
Okay. Yeah, I keep pretending like help, but not too loud.
Yeah, you're not like screaming like a little girl, but you're just trying to
just enough to pass the act.
trying to ham it up a little bit. All right. So yeah, so you guys end up running past these dudes. They're like, "What the hell?" The other ones come running out of the smoke or whatever. They're like, "After him!" So that they go chasing you guys through the mall. You get over to where there's like the elevators and the escalators or whatever, and you guys just go up, like get carried and led down the escalator. Now there's like people in the bottom level are still kind of the area's kind of been kind of cleared out from all the commotion upstairs, but there's still some people kind of lingering around. So you go down to the main area, and there's like the hallway, like where the restrooms are on this level. Zora, you try to go the other way, like you're gonna go out to thinking you're going out to your car or whatever. But the ninja guy's like, "Hey, no, this way," and like you look, and he's like pointing over at the bathroom hallway. You're like, "Well, all right, maybe he's got a plan. Hopefully, right?" So you follow him down. Do what?
He better have a plan.
So like you go down this hallway and you see there's like there's like the restrooms are on either side, the men's and women's, and on the end there's like employees, staff only door. He just goes like he shoulders that door, and you go into like the back hallways. You can hear some of the SPD troops come running down the hallway by the bathroom. As you go in, you make a right. You guys kind of navigate these back hallways. With the ninja guy in the lead, you end up going down. There's another thing, a set of stairs that lead down to the ground floor. You guys end up taking those. Then you end up bursting out into the main mall proper. The bottom area is pretty well cleared out. Everybody's gone. There's still people, the calm, cool, and collected. I forgot to put this in loop. That are like, going out the doors or whatever. And then you end up running about halfway across the mall into another set of doors that lead into like more back hallways, like a freight area where like deliveries are made. SPD troops are getting further and further behind as they're trying to navigate. They're not super familiar with this area. This guy seems to know this area very well. He knows exactly where he's going. He takes the left when he needs to, right, go into the next door. You end up breaking out into the back of the mall, and then like there's like the big alleyway where like trucks and stuff come and do like deliveries and things like that. You break out into the alley, and he's like this way, down this way. So you go. He runs to the left. You guys follow him. You end up taking several back alleys. Let's see. Where's my thing?
Brian?
Yes.
While we're running, do we see anybody, like civilians on the street?
No, he actually takes you into areas where you mostly avoid people. You might see like some transients or a homeless guy or whatever in one of the alleyways, but you don't really see a whole lot of people.
Okay, over those guys, I tried to get the hallucination that we went to the opposite direction to create false leads.
Okay, what's your DC?
13.
13. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys go running down like an alleyway. There's like some homeless guy. He's like laying down there, and he like looks up at you. You just kind of look at him as you like run by or whatever. He's like, "What's going on, man?" And
It's 14. Sorry.
14? Okay, you're good. Yeah, he just kind of like looks away or whatever. He rolls back over, goes back to sleep. He ends up, you probably run for about 15 minutes or so. Not straight. You'll stop. He waits. People will go by, cars will go by or whatever. Then you like go across the street into another alleyway, behind other buildings, through buildings, like in a back door, cutting through out the other way. All of these places seem to be relatively empty. You don't really meet a whole lot of people in the way. And then you end up getting to like a sewer entrance, like a manhole or whatever. He takes you down this kind of like this alley. It's almost like a dead end, but there's a couple of doors that lead into opposing buildings on either side. He takes you like this manhole cover, and you guys stop.
All right, I'm going to set my quote-unquote kidnap victim down and just check behind us, make sure no one's following and looking.
Yeah, so you guys kind of you guys look around, you listen, you don't hear anything, you don't see anybody coming. This guy led you on quite the goose chase. You can't even, you honestly, thinking back, you couldn't even really know where you're at right now unless you were to get out, like in the
Well, I
street
do.
or whatever.
I
Okay.
have eidetic memory, so
Oh
I
yeah.
know
Okay.
exactly
So
what
yeah,
turns we made.
yeah, you know exactly what turns. So then you have a pretty good idea where you're at. You're in not like a super populated part of town. It's more of a not run down, but it's one of the areas of the town that hasn't been affected as much by the increase in technology and the architecture and updates to the city that some of the other parts have. So this, you went down this alley by this. It looks like an old restaurant that's been kind of redone. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get.
Okay.
Hold on. I gotta open something right quick. There it is. Oh, I didn't put it on there. So he all says, "You guys take a moment to catch your breath or whatever." He introduces himself. He's like, "My name is Shadow Dragon." I'm like, "I needed to help you guys out. I feel that there might be something more behind this. I was given some information about what was going to go down. Sorry I couldn't show up sooner."
I'm just going to look at him and just let everything drop back to normal.
You're just like, "Whoosh." He's like, "Well, for now, we're not going to stand here in the alleyway." He's like, "Follow me." He turns this manhole cover thing and opens it up or whatever. And he just goes, he drops down inside.
Are we supposed to follow him?
Well, he said this way.
You can do what you want, but you feel like this guy might have answers.
Yeah, no. I was asking the other two guys that were with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All I got to say is if there's a talking
Yeah.
rat down there, there's going to be some trouble.
All right, I follow after them.
So there's like a ladder, so you just kind of. Now it's like a sewer, but it's not like a nasty sewer like you see in movies. This is pretty well kept clean. Apparently he comes in and out of this area quite a lot, so it's dark, but
It's dark. I'm making night vision goggles.
it's like,
I take out my cell phone and turn on the light on the cell phone to be able to...
oh yeah, you got the. Woo. You're like, okay, hey, where are we?
I now have dark vision. Yay.
So yeah, so when the last person comes down, I'm assuming Zorro, it's gonna be you.
Yeah, I'll bring up the back of the pack.
Yeah, so when you come down, he's all like, "Hey, will you close that? Just pull it shut, and turn the handle."
Yep.
Cool. Here's all right, guys. Follow me. I'll take you where we're going. So you guys go walking off with this stranger into a sewer in the dark.
This is the best.
This sounds like a bad idea.
Okay, I guess when I say it like that, it does sound like a bad idea. Like you're gonna be, sold to some foreign country or whatever.
I'm actually.
But yeah.
I'm actually gonna say this out loud, not to sound ungrateful, but hanging out in a sewer seems a bit strange.
Like he looks over his shoulder as he goes walking down. He's like, it's strange, but it serves its purposes.
Strange
Yeah.
or cliche.
He's like, well, a bit of both. So you guys follow this guy into the darkness. All right, so that's where we're going to stop. We're going to stop this right here. All right, gamers. So that was it. That was the end of the first session of my Mutants and Masterminds campaign for my Thursday group with subscribers. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit the like button. Also, give it a share, too, if you want your friends to see some of the work that I do in my role-playing games. Also, if you want to support my channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you get instant notifications when I upload new content. So hope you stay tuned next week for session 2 of this game with this group of players. And then until I see you again in the dungeon, I'm Brian, your game master. Happy gaming.